So we had the Pollinator Garden Network. It's a solution that we thought to create during the laboratory, the Citizen Innovation Laboratory that was organized by the Ibero-American General Secretariat. So they called a group of more than 100 people to develop different projects, and the Pollinator Garden Network was one of them. We had like 10 people working together in different areas. Like I am a journalist and I work with permaculture, and Maria is a biologist, and we had like architect and designer and artists together thinking in the same project. And the idea, here is the group that worked together. And while we were together, we were worried about find a solution to keep the ecosystem services. So we had a lot of ecosystem services that maintain our food, for example, our lives. So we need to think in solutions because in all around the world we have the climate change and a lot of consequences of this that are extincting, I don't know the word, but they are eliminating our animals, a lot of kinds of animals that are essential to keep our plants alive. So we have approximately 80% of flowering plants from natural ecosystems that need the pollinators, and more than 75 of crops that depend on pollination, 87 species. And 35% of our animals are in danger of extinction, including insects, birds, and mammals. And also, we are facing changes in the use of lands. We are not using it well. And given an example of how our countries are with this big problem, in Costa Rica is one of the countries that uses the most pesticides in the world. And a pineapple, for example, contains 1 gram of pesticide, what is a huge data date. And we have also the problem of the temperature, like with the monoculture, the uses of pesticides and the extinction of our different biomes. We have a high temperature and we are losing our insects. So, but we don't have only insects, but we have birds and mammals, different diversity of animals that contribute to the pollination of our plants. And we have diversity of plants too. And we have a specific plants to specific animals. So if we lose kinds of animals, we lose kinds of plants. So it's very important that we pay attention of in these extinctions, because we can like lose some food that make parts of our lives, like honey, cocoa, and coffee, for example, is 3 of million foods that we can lose if we lose these animals and these plants. What can we do to maintain this diversity? We need more plants. We need to keep the diversity of plants, and we need to keep the diversity of pollinators. The solutions, the strategies that we think to maintain this is intervention, like the network, where different people from different places in the world create their gardens, and little gardens, for example, inside the urban areas, can attract a lot of animals. We cannot imagine, but if we create this garden, we'll see in a few days that these animals are appearing because they need these spaces. They are looking for it. We can make mapping of different places and experience that are already creating and planting green areas in urban places. We can work with education, workshops, infographics, and cartoon, spreading information with creativity, and to people understand the importance of keep and maintain our diversity. And we can make research, understanding before and after how this garden can change our reality. So PicaFlora is a friendly pollinator garden network, and PicaFlora invites you to mitigate the climate change, creating gardens and offering food and shelter to these valuable animals. Here's a kind of draw of what we see as the network with gardening and life. And nowadays we have ideas of projects that for which we are seeking grants. So we have a annual pollinator village. Sorry, it's a basic research that an intervention of public and private spaces. We have zumbidos entre jardines, is like, I don't know how to translate in English, the bee sounds in the gardens. So this is a creative video with animation that will show how to make pollinating gardens. And we have members of the collective because the network Pollinator Garden is now a collective that this group that were in a laboratory together. Each people is in its own country, thinking in ideas and projects to expand the network. We gave an example with Canteiros Coletivos that I am that I take care in Brazil, and we already work with gardenings in public areas around schools. So the idea is to inspire people to understand that everyone is a gardener. And this is it. Thank you all. We hope that you can join with us.